Bitcoin, the people's money, the revolution. The promise of freedom from banks, governments, and Wall Street at least. That's the story we've all been told. But what if I told you that the truth is far darker? What if Bitcoin is not as free, not as decentralized, and not as safe as you think? Behind the curtain of decentralization lies a billion-dollar secret, the shocking reality of who really controls Bitcoin. And once you see it, you may never look at crypto the same way again. Bitcoin was built on the idea of decentralization. No rulers, no borders, no central authority. Every miner is equal, every transaction transparent. But peel back the layers, and you'll find something chilling. Today, just 2 or 3 mining pools control over 50% of Bitcoin's hash power. These aren't random miners in their basements. These are industrial-scale data centers, often located in regions where electricity is cheap and politics are favorable. This means a single boardroom meeting, a decision by a handful of people could censor transactions, block your Bitcoin, or even rewrite history with a 51% attack. Decentralized. Not quite. Now let's follow the money. Out of more than 40 million Bitcoin wallets, less than 2,500 wallets control nearly half of all Bitcoin in circulation. Who owns these wallets? Some are known to belong to exchanges. Others are anonymous. And a few, the most mysterious of all, haven't moved a single coin in over a decade. One whale wallet alone holds more than 100,000 BTC. At today's prices, that's billions of dollars. A single sell-off from just one of these wallets could tank the market overnight. Imagine waking up tomorrow to find Bitcoin sliced in half just because one whale decided to move. And here's the juicy twist. Some researchers believe governments themselves are behind some of these wallets. That Bitcoin seized from criminals isn't just auctioned, it's hoarded, quietly sitting in cold storage. Think your Bitcoin is safe because you bought it on Coinbase, Binance, or Kraken? Think again. Most people don't realize this. When your Bitcoin sits on an exchange, it isn't yours. The exchange owns the private keys, not you. And these exchanges, they're not just neutral platforms. Behind the scenes, they form a cartel. A small group of companies decides liquidity, prices, and who gets listed. They can freeze accounts, halt withdrawals, and even manipulate supply. And the deeper you look, the scarier it gets. Former Wall Street bankers, hedge fund managers, and even ex-government officials now sit on the boards of these exchanges. The very institutions Bitcoin was supposed to destroy have quietly taken control of it. Here's where the conspiracy turns into reality. Bitcoin was designed to fight the system, yet governments are using it. The US, China, Russia, even North Korea, all have been caught seizing or mining Bitcoin. And the truth is, governments don't need to ban Bitcoin. They just need to control the choke points, the exchanges, the mining pools, and the legal on-ramps. Did you know that US Marshals alone have seized over 185,000 BTC from criminals and darknet markets? That's billions under government custody. And in China, before the mining ban, state-owned companies quietly backed huge mining farms. Even after the ban, many miners still operate with quiet state approval. So ask yourself, who really controls Bitcoin? The people? Or the powers Bitcoin was supposed to escape from? And then there's Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin, or creators. The wallets linked to Satoshi still hold over 1 million Bitcoin. Untouched, never moved, but they exist. It's like a sleeping giant. If Satoshi is alive, or if someone gains access to those keys, the entire market could be shattered overnight. Imagine a sudden move of 1 million BTC. Who could survive that? Some whispered that Satoshi was not a lone genius, but a team, maybe backed by governments, corporations, or intelligence agencies. If that's true, then the myth of decentralization falls apart completely. Here's the juiciest theory of all. What if Bitcoin was never about freedom? What if it was about surveillance? Think about it. Every Bitcoin transaction is recorded forever on a public ledger. Governments can trace it, track it, and map every wallet. Unlike cash, there's no anonymity. Combine this with CBDC's central bank digital currencies, and suddenly you have the perfect control system. A money system where every move is visible, every purchase judged, and every rebel silenced with a keystroke. Bitcoin may not be the escape, it may be the bait. So, Who really controls Bitcoin? The miners, the whales, the exchanges, the governments, and maybe Satoshi's ghost. Decentralization was the dream, but power always centralizes. And in Bitcoin, the billion-dollar secret is this. The same forces that rule the old world, greed, politics, power, are alive and well in the new one. Bitcoin is not dead. It's still powerful, still revolutionary. But it is not untouchable. Next time you buy, trade, or hold, remember this. You're not just playing with numbers. You're stepping into a battlefield. A war for money, control, and the future of freedom itself. So what do you think? Is Bitcoin truly the people's money? Or has it already been captured by the very elites it was built to defeat? Think about this. Until then, drop your thoughts below. Smash that like button if this opened your eyes. Subscribe to Encrypto Trade, because here we don't just trade coins, we expose the truth behind them. Stay sharp, stay trading, and remember, in crypto, nothing is ever as it seems.